What's up, guys? Prince Sports reporting to you live from the halfway blue room. It's not the full blue room. Actually, you know what? We're gonna make it the full blue room. But yeah, man. The Clippers get rid of Pat Bev. Now, Pat Bev is a guy that when you think of the Clippers, you thought of Pat Bev on the Clippers, right? He's a guy that, meant a lot to the organization. I couldn't go thinking about the Clippers without thinking about Pat Bev. Okay, Pat Bev came into play a lot. I was like, yo, Pat Bev is the Los Angeles Clippers to a certain extent. He embodies the face of the Los Angeles Clippers, and they got rid of him. They not only trade him, they trade Rajon Rondo also, and they get Eric Bledsoe. Now, Eric Bledsoe is a solid player, a good defender, a basic shooter. Yeah, man, this trade kind of puzzles me a little bit. I thought they was going to trade for John Wall because that's what the reports were saying. And I guess a trade for John Wall didn't go do. Now, if they traded for John Wall, I'd have been okay, But Pat Bev is trash. I mean, he got the aggression and the defense, that you need in today's game. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he's not on a Clippers roster is kind of weird for me, man. I mean, I'm gonna have to go without seeing Pat Bev in a Clippers uniform. He goes to the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Rajon Rondo leaving is whatever. He's a journeyman at this point. Rajon Rondo will go to just about any team. Like, what team isn't linked, to Rajon Rondo? You know what I'm saying? Like, every team is literally linked to Rajon Rondo. Excuse me. Every team is linked to Rajon Rondo. He's not a true point guard. That is true. That's 100% true. He's not a true point guard, But for them to just toss him away like chopped liver is kind of crazy. I thought the Clippers liked it, Pat Bev. Now, they're trying to get a solid point guard. That's what they're trying to do. So they're going for Eric Bledsoe. So now I'm fully in my zone. I am fully in the blue room. Okay. The floor is mine today. Yeah, you want to cook on this, man? You want to talk about this? Memphis Grizzlies get a veteran in Rajon Rondo, and they get a defensive player in Pat Bev. But this is still like groundbreaking for the Clippers. I'm surprised they did this, man. But there's Hoop Facts. Let's get his report because he is Mr. Clipper. So let's get what he got to say about this, because this is definitely something that Hoop Facts could cover, and Hoop Facts could have the, he could have the floor on this one. This is definitely up your alley, bro. You can have the floor on this one. What's good, son?
What up,
Hoop Facts.
What up, man? What's going on? What's so funny? I don't know what's so funny.
We trade Patrick Beverly and Rondo for Eric Bledsoe.
I mean, if you ask me, like, when you look at the Clippers roster, I think it's a decent trade because of, if I look at the way how things played out last year in the playoffs. Remember, some games Pat Bev didn't play. Some games Rondo didn't play. You know what I mean? And with the emergence of Terrence Mann, and you got Paul George is playing a point guard a little bit more, I don't think you would need Rondo and fucking Pat Bev no more.
Y'all
you bring in
Marcus Morris, though.
And you bring in a guy like Eric Bledsoe, he can he can replace Pat Bev. Like, he can play D, and also he can score at will. Like, he's a better scorer than Pat Bev. But
that he is.
You know, I mean, think about it. With the way Terrence Mann is emerging, you didn't need Pat Bev and Rondo. At least you could have kept
Mhm.
one of them. You know what I mean?
I
Word.
think I'm saying I think Patrick Beverly will go to the New York Knicks from
Think
part like
about it.
the trade deadline, something like
I
that.
mean, Pat Bev is gonna
Mm.
help out a team, bro. But
Yeah, he gonna help them. He gonna help them
it's
out.
not, you know, it's not. Pat Bev is not gonna determine whether you win a championship or not.
Yeah.
So you basically saying you think this trade was done because there's too much chefs in the kitchen? Because I remember when we watched the Clippers in the playoffs, I will always be asking why this guy don't get no play. Why this guy don't get no play?
Because they
Now if
got.
you shorten the roster a little bit, Eric
Mm-hmm.
Bledsoe could be that guy.
Yep.
So
And remember, you got
right.
Terrence Mann. He's only getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
To
is true.
Terrence Mann at this point
At,
of his
at,
career
at least
is
on
better than
Terrence,
Rondo and Pat Bev.
at least on Terrence Mann
Mm.
plays defense.
And remember, and now you got
Luke
Paul
Kennard,
George. Now you got Paul
Batum,
George that's
Marcus
playing point
Morris,
guard.
Reggie Jackson still.
Oh yeah, you see what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, they had a
Yeah.
lot of fucking guards, bro. Like think
I
about it. Like
don't.
people, huh?
Y'all don't think this bad for the Clippers though? I mean, like
Mm.
Pat Bev was like the face of the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? He brought the
Yeah, he was
toughness a
the.
little bit.
I
I
mean,
want to say the. Yeah, he was the face of the
Pat
club.
Bev is only getting
Or
older, bro. I mean,
Mm.
I think it's a good trade because Terrence Mann is a better defender than Pat Bev. Like if you really
Mm.
watch, like Terrence Mann is only going to get better from what he played, and that shit is crazy. Last year, you feel
Word.
me? Remember, and you got Reggie Jackson. Like you had too
Yeah.
many guards, all of them can't play. Think about it. Like
True that.
if you leave these two guys on a roster, like you messing up Terrence Mann career, like you cutting into his shine.
Right.
Think about it.
don't forget, y'all still have Zubac.
Reggie Jackson.
Word.
It's a
Don't
damn
don't
good
forget about
trade.
Zubac
Think
too.
about it, P. Like the Clippers had too much.
Yeah,
You
they
know how
did.
to
They had a lot of good players that I've always been like, how come this guy don't get no play? You know?
because them niggas is deep. They're a good team, bro. Remember,
Yeah.
So
like you need Bobby Smurda out there. You need Terrence Mann out there.
and Boogie Cousins.
He didn't resign with the Clippers though, Ted.
Uh, why? He did
I
good
don't
for
know, man.
them.
Boogie just had Boogie one of them guys that just can't get a job. You know, it's a struggle for him to get a job. You know.
I'm gonna say he might probably go to probably either Philly or the Nets.
Mm. Word.
Like P, you see, it's actually a good trade when you think about it.
Mm.
Like, and you get Bledsoe to replace the Pat Bev.
Hmm.
Remember,
I mean,
remember, remember. You had PG playing a he's playing a 1-2.
right.
Everybody,
I don't know.
I'm gonna say don't
Is he the point guard y'all need though? Don't y'all need like we always
don't
talked about y'all needing like a regular pass first point guard.
but
He's more
P
of a
but
Yo,
scorer, ain't
remember. I told you this.
but Pito Eric Bledsoe
See, look,
play
yo,
with the Clippers well. Chris Paul,
P,
Blake Griffin,
check this
DeAndre
out.
Jordan though.
Check
he? Yeah.
this out, P. Remember, I said the moment the Clippers got Rondo, Reggie
Yeah.
Jackson started balling out of nowhere. So I
Yeah.
was like, remember I told you that? So what was the point of us getting this nigga? Yo, I
Yeah.
said this a long time ago. Before the trade, I said, yo, they went out and got Rondo, right? Then this
Yeah.
nigga Reggie Jackson said, fuck that. This nigga ain't about to take my spot. You remember?
Yeah.
He just started wilding.
Right.
So they ain't need Rondo no more, bro.
Hmm.
I'm just figuring what's the point
Like,
of
think
getting
about it.
Rondo?
They
Or what's the
listen,
point of getting
Rondo.
Rondo? What's the point of getting
Rondo
Rondo?
wasn't a big
You're
factor
not
for
going to use him.
Rondo wasn't a
Hmm.
big factor for them in these playoffs. P.
The
That
most
we
Yeah,
was
part
because he
watching.
didn't.
factor
One of
is
the
probably
reasons
either
why, because he didn't get no play though.
Clippers was better without him off the
yeah.
floor for some reason. Because you
Y'all
had
Hmm.
still got
PG stepped up.
Luke
PG
Kennard though.
became, I don't know, man.
Right.
PG developed into a good, he developed into a good playmaker. And you still
Luke,
had
I'm saying
Terrence
Yeah, but
Luke
Mann.
what about Pat? What about Pat Bev?
Luke
You
Kennard
missing your
still get
defensive
playing
presence?
some though.
Hey, you got Terrence Mann, which is a better defender than Pat Bev.
You think so?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, G man. The Clippers they could have trade for John Wall.
Nah, we don't
They
need no
saying it's a
John.
bad trade. They saying it's a bad trade for the Clippers, bro.
They don't know. I mean, you gotta watch the Clippers to know.
That's why I wanted you to cook on this, because if anybody know about the Clippers, it's definitely you to chime in your 2 cents on it.
And remember, I mentioned this to you before the trade, right or wrong, about the whole Rondo situation. Right or wrong, right, P? I say, yo,
Yep.
they went out and got Rondo for no reason, because the moment they went and got Rondo, Reggie Jackson just stepped up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, he didn't want his spot to be taken.
I said that, and like, how you gonna have like let's just think about it, P. Like, how
Hey,
you gonna
Roger
have
Rondo,
Terrence Mann,
you're
right?
more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Think
You're
about it,
more than
bro.
welcome to
How you gonna have a Terrence Mann, right?
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson. Then you got Pat Bev and Rajon Rondo. Like, all them guys not gonna be able to play. You really need 3 guards. Remind you,
Rondo.
you
They
got
got
Paul
Rondo.
George, who's playing the 1-2.
Word.
So yeah, it's a good trade. Like, Eric Bledsoe is better than
I
Pat
don't,
Bev.
I don't know. G Money disagreeing a little bit. He says Eric Bledsoe is a shot jacker and inefficient, and he said the
Listen,
Bucks won the championship when they traded Eric Bledsoe.
listen, man. The Bucks won the championship because of circumstance. You feel me? Yo,
I know you was gonna say that.
circumstance. No matter
Word.
who, even if the Bucks would have had Brawl, and if teams was healthy, they wouldn't have still won. So like, come on,
Damn.
like, but
That's a good question. I don't know if people ever is anybody ever going to respect the Milwaukee Bucks championship, or
they
yeah.
gotta, they gotta prove they could hang with the big boys.
Oh yeah.
You can't beat JV squads and say, same thing with
Oh
LeBron with
yeah.
the whole super team shit. He won
Yeah.
without, you got to beat some credible teams, man. You got to beat some credible teams.
Word. Look at Raw status where he laughing at the Clippers, aka the Flippers. That's what he calls them. I don't know about this trade, man, because I thought Pat Bev was like, when I thought of the Clippers a lot, he was a big part of that team. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard for me to explain, but when you look at the Clippers, besides the superstars, the first role player you think of is Pat Bev. He gave them that tough defensive mentality. You know?
But look, who would you rather have playing more, Pat Bev or Terrence Mann?
It depends on the circumstance, but overall, I had to go with Terrence Mann if I based off what I saw in the playoffs.
My point is exactly. So who would you rather have, Bobby? Would you have Jackson um uh, or this nigga Pat Bev playing more minutes?
Oh, but Jackson, if we're talking about coming off the bench or starting?
Period. Who would you have playing more, Jackson or Beverly?
Man, this is hard. If it's defense, maybe Pat Bev, but overall, probably Reggie Jackson because he could score and play some defense.
My point is exactly. So now you got Terrence Mann, which is a younger, better. He's a better scorer and a better defender. And now you got, like, this thing about it. It was no use for Rondo, so they didn't use him. And I would trade for Eric Bledsoe for Pat Bev as well.
Okay.
Like, Eric Bledsoe could help the Clippers out more than Pat Bev. Remember, they got Terrence Mann. He played defense. Bledsoe, he played defense. Oh, yeah, and you got Justin Winslow now, which is another defender.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know though. Who something about this just I don't know. I don't know. Because I saw Eric Bledsoe not show up in the playoffs. Sometimes he disappears in the playoffs. You know, at least with Rondo, I know what I'm gonna get out of Rondo, and I know what I'm gonna get out of Pat Bev. At least more consistency. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. See, a lot of people saying this is a dumb trade.
I'm telling you, it's just this brought more balance to the Clippers, bro.
See, Red Pill say Bledsoe isn't that good anymore. It's a dumb trade. You know, Microsoft say Clippers got worse. Raw Status say, I believe he's saying the Clippers got worse because he's called them the Flippers. So I believe G Money say the Clippers got worse. Like, everybody's saying the Clippers got worse.
They don't understand, bro.
This could be another one of those situations where you will have to come back on here and tell me, hey, listen, P, I told y'all so.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know though, man. On paper, it seems kind of suspect.
Yo, P, you know how my predictions is, man.
Yeah.
Have I ever failed you before?
No, but this could be the first one.
Hey, we're gonna see. I'm telling you, bro. Like, think about it. When people don't understand, like these guys don't watch the Clippers, so they don't know, bro.
Word.
The Clippers had too many fucking guards. Remember, Reggie Jackson is gonna be playing a ton more now. Terrence Mann is gonna be playing more now.
Word.
And you got Justin Winslow now.
Oh yeah, he's a Kawhi replacement for a while. Because I think Kawhi gonna be missed out for the whole season. Word. But yeah, man. I thought y'all would you been happier with John Wall?
No.
Really? You weren't happy with John Wall? Because a lot of people say John Wall would have been a better upgrade.
Because they don't know what they talking about. See what I mean? The Clippers don't need more scoring now.
Yeah,
They
bro, I
need
agree
balance.
with you on that, bro. I don't think Kawhi be playing that much this year either. You agree on that?
Listen, the Clippers need balance.
Salute, Melo. Word.
And that's what they got, balance with this whole trade thing.
Word. And Red Pill say Bledsoe ain't that guy anymore. Yo, does anybody remember Bledsoe's play from last season? Because he's always been inconsistent up and down a little bit. I don't know if the Clippers is the team to turn him around. So, Mr. Raw Status TV, what it do, baby?
Big Prince, what's cracking, man?
What's good?
Long time. Hoop facts, shit. Man. I got. Yo, I've been trying to find you, man. There's something I forgot to say to you, man. But
all right, go. Oh yeah, go ahead, man. You say whatever's on your mind, brother.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I just saw this trade, man. When you're I didn't even see this on the Associated Press or whatever. I just saw this come up because your channel threw it up there. So good job on that, man. But I don't even know. You said they got Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, they got Eric Bledsoe and they got rid of Pat Bev and Rajon Rondo and some other cat I just can't think of right now. I forgot his name. Yeah,
I mean that's probably a good move. Pat Bev, in my opinion, was way overrated. Rondo's a great player, but I think he's a bit past his prime. Although I respect Rondo. But the Clippers did not get better than the Lakers. Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, y'all about to have some problems, bro. Clippers about to have some problems. Seriously. I mean, real talk. I mean, and then don't forget about you got THT, you got dudes. Who else? They got Ellington. You know what I'm saying? You got shooters over there, man. The Lakers.
Well, I mean that's not even nothing to be questioned. I mean, anybody with a brain knows if they Lakers are fully healthy with all that firepower, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, just comparing these new moves by the Clippers, man. They've receded.
Oh, okay.
They've recessed is what I'm saying, man.
Oh, so you think this is a downgrade getting Eric Bledsoe?
I don't think it makes them equal to the Lakers. Is what I'm saying. I know it's not a downgrade, but I would say it's a lateral move, maybe a slight upgrade since they got rid of Rondo, who's just he's a bit past his prime, But yeah, it doesn't make them Western Conference favorites, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Would you tuck John Wall because he was the first option?
The injuries about John Wall concern me. Just to be honest, but
okay,
that's a tough one, man. I would have to see more statistics and stuff like that to really make a decision. But I mean, Bledsoe didn't really impress me up in Milwaukee though, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll probably take Bledsoe over John Wall, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. But hey, this doesn't put them on top. I agree with you on that, but. Do you think this put them at least second, third seed, anything in that nature? Or you don't see that because Kawhi? You don't see Kawhi coming back at all?
I don't see Kawhi. I think he's going to come back around spring is what I think.
Okay.
If he does, but I'm just saying that just off of what I've been hearing about the reports. I don't have any inside knowledge on that, but I believe no. I think Kawhi isn't what he used to be. He was slowing down in the playoffs. Now I think that injury was more serious than they acted like, and it was probably nagging him all year, or at least closer to the playoffs. But no, he's not going to be much of a factor. I've said it before. He was basically a media creation after that first series against LeBron or the Heat and San Antonio, and they tried to make him the LeBron nemesis, and they wanted to create a story there, and he never was that. And I've been saying that damn near for 10, 15 years. He's just not that dude. He just wasn't. He got lucky in Toronto. I'm not. Look, he's a great offensive player.
You don't think he's that great of a player? Is that what you said?
No. Kawhi Leonard is vastly overrated, and he is a media creation. He is a poor man's LeBron. He's a total stiff, not very graceful, not very athletic. Now that sounds funny to say that, but when you really watch him, slow lateral movement. Okay,
man,
not very
crazy
quick
as hell.
And just he's a poor man's LeBron James. It's like a Corvette versus a Chevelle. You know what I'm saying? A Corvette versus a Dodge Daytona or something like that.
Yeah, but Roy, don't you think it's a little too harsh to say he a poor man's LeBron? And they don't even play alike?
Now see, I say that because
salute G Money.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. What you saying?
The reason I say that, a lot of that is me kind of going back at the media because I believe the media created him. Okay, they created they created the rivalry and they overblew that mediocre defense that he supposedly played on Brian back.
What
and then you look at
No, he did play some defense. Raw. You gotta watch the series in the context, all right? Listen. In 2014, listen to the facts.
LeBron ain't want no smoke with that guy.
Yeah, but can I explain? Thank you.
Okay, did you not see him play defense on him in the bubble, sir? Do we got to go back to this?
That's bubble.
Y'all got to stop the hate, man. Y'all got to get off the Skip Bayless, man. How you a black man listening to Skip Bayless, brother? What's up? What's up?
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, come on, man. And I gotta,
not that good in 2014 if you actually watch the games. Look at the facts. Listen. Games 3, 4, and 5.
Tell them, G.
In 2011, was that 2014, buddy?
Listen,
10 years ago.
Can you listen to what I'm saying? Damn.
Yeah, go ahead. Pardon me, sir.
In games 3, 4, and 5, when San Antonio was up, LeBron scored 51 out of his total 81 points combined when the Spurs were up by 15 or more, meaning that he was stat padding in that series. Look at the facts. Game 3.
Stat padding? Stop it, man.
Think about it. 51
Stop with the Skip Bayless BS, man. You a black man. Stop it, son. Stop it, son. Stop it, son.
Y'all crazy. Y'all LeBron people.
LeBron scored 51 total 81 points.
No, y'all brainwashed, man.
We brainwashed.
Name another time Kawhi Leonard has ever shut down Bron. Go back to the bubble. Let's stop with 10 years ago, buddy. Let's go back to the bubble.
LeBron in 2013.
LeBron pissed all over all your boys, all of them.
Bro,
when was this?
Bro, that's like 2 games in that series, man, in 2013.
Like 2 games, okay. And how many championships has Kawhi won in Los Angeles, and how many has Bron won? Let's talk about the facts.
No, LeBron's better than Kawhi all time. LeBron's better than Kawhi all time. No one's arguing that. I'm just saying is Kawhi has given LeBron some problems. Let's be honest, though. It's true.
Kawhi has never given him problems. How many? What did he average in that series, sir?
Oh my God!
Can we talk about last year and not 10 years ago?
I'm not talking about. Bro, so you're saying that LeBron was dominant in the 2014 finals?
I'm saying he's been pissing on Kawhi Leonard's head ever since he came in the goddamn league. Let's stop with the mythology, man. You see, when it comes to Bron, you guys make shit up. Let's talk about the truth.
What are you talking
Bro, come on, hoops. Now, a couple months ago, you said that I sounded crazy when I said that the media disrespects LeBron James because of who he is and the way that he came out of high school to make millions. You said that hold on. You said I sounded crazy. Now, Kwame Brown said the exact same thing that I said. Is Kwame Brown crazy? A former NBA player who said that the media disrespects athletes to try to stop them from getting money? Black athletes? He said the same thing I did. So answer that question for me, Hoops, because you called me crazy when I said that the reason why Skip Bayless and people like you follow Skip Bayless is because they didn't like the way that Bron came out and had that $100 million contract from Nike damn near out of high school. I said that, and Kwame Brown backed me up, cousin. So tell me how I'm crazy.
Listen, listen. This is what I'm
game
saying.
5 at 22 and 10.
Wait, listen, bro. Like, this is what I'm gonna say. Since 2014, every time LeBron James matched up against Kawhi Leonard won more games to LeBron, and Kawhi Leonard averaged more points.
What happened in the bubble, man? Stop it. Dude, he shut him down last 2 minutes. He couldn't even get a damn shot off. Couldn't even get a shot off, bro. Come on, man. Stop it with the mythology, man. You sound like Skip Bayless, dog. You sound like Skip Bayless, homie. Black man. Sound like Skip Bayless, a fucking white supremacist. It's ridiculous. You guys repeat these BS ass tropes. They make no sense. They make no sense, man. Go watch the bubble game. Go watch the bubble game. What happened? He couldn't do nothing with Bron ever.
Bro, you talking about the bubble game?
Y'all silly, man. Bunch of haters.
Regular season bubble. What are you talking about?
All the other games, bro. What about all the other games, though?
What have you done for me lately?
Other games, though?
Show me a game where Kawhi Leonard has ever got with Bron on anything.
You want to involve
what?
Dude, his defense on Bron is better than others because they're the same size. That's all it is. He can't stop Bron. He never has. Ever.
Oh boy.
They're both like, huh? He stopped him in the bubble. Did you not see that? Dude, get some Visine, my man.
Wait. Who stuck Kawhi in the bubble?
Okay, see, this is the problem that I have with LeBron James haters. Y'all sound like Skip Bayless, man. I'm through, man. Y'all sound like Skip Bayless, dude. I'm done, man. What y'all going to? You have a problem with LeBron James? Come on, man.
No, bro. Listen.
You've been taught that. You've been taught that.
I have LeBron over Kawhi all time. What are you saying? I think LeBron's better all time. What are you talking about?
Yo, and the sad thing about it, LeBron only won 1 ring without a super team. Kawhi won 2 rings without a super team.
What super team had Bron ever? What super team? There's been one super team in history that was KD on Golden State. LeBron has never had an unfair advantage on anybody. KD Golden State, that is the only unfair team in history. That's the only unfair team in history. Miami was not.
The Cleveland Cavaliers were not stupid.
Man, come on, man. You sound stupid as hell.
How is it stupid?
Kyrie Irving. Sorry. Pardon me, Prince, man, for raising my voice, man. Listen.
Hey, brothers.
Prince.
Prince, like, man, you fucking my show up.
Can I say something?
Y'all do what y'all do, man. I don't have no problem, man. It's all love, man. I let y'all do what y'all do.
Can I say something?
Dude, come on, man. Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving were.
Kevin Love was a top 5 power forward at the time, man.
That don't make a super team.
Yes,
exactly.
That does not make a super team. Hold on one second.
Y'all, you know what? Y'all should stop talking sports and just start writing fairy tale books. You'll probably make millions.
You're talking about in NBA history. Usually the best teams usually have 2 top 15 players, or maybe even 3 top 20 players. That's just how it's always been in NBA history. And when he says the Golden State Warriors was the greatest, or probably the only super team in history, he's right, because you're talking about KD added to a team that just went to back-to-back finals and won one of them. So you're taking arguably the best player in the league, adding it to the best team.
I'm not gonna
I mean,
argue.
y'all, the super team concept was only created in 2010, just to make up a negative connotation or narrative towards LeBron.
Bro,
Y'all didn't call the Lakers.
Bro.
Y'all didn't call no other team in NBA history a super team
Big
until
facts.
LeBron James came around. And you just
doing
use
bitch-ass shit.
So controlling your own destiny and going to a team that you want to go to win because GMs don't do their job, that's a weak move.
Bro, so that's what we talking about here. No, bro. Joining up with top 5, top 10 players is
That's always happened
move.
in NBA history. That's always happened in NBA
No,
history.
that always did not happen. I don't
Yes,
know
it
where
has.
you were. For
Yo,
when
have you ever heard of?
So when you talk about the Lakers and back in the 70s when they added those free agents to make an already stacked team even better, were they wrong to do that?
Bro,
What
I'm talking about modern day, bro. I'm talking about the last 20. Yo, bro, I'm talking about the last 20 years, bro.
Okay, what about
the last 20 years?
Lakers when they added Gary Payton and Karl Malone? And don't say
What
they
about
the
the Houston Rockets
because
with Clyde Drexler?
That's true because the year before Karl Malone was averaging 20 a game. They added a Karl
It
Malone
was
to the team.
old and washed up.
Now you're gonna say he was old when he just averaged 20 points a game the year before.
Nigga was washed up. Did he make an all-star team?
You say people washed up just to create a fake narrative because he didn't look
We
washed up the
speaking
year
facts,
before.
bro.
That is facts. What you're doing is you're
listen.
making stuff up because you don't know the game. The dude is right.
I don't know the.
People who don't know the
game.
game say super teams. People who just want to create up fake narratives around LeBron say super teams because it's a lazy argument.
Bro,
It's very lazy.
Bro,
to say Kyrie
James
Irving and Kevin Love made a super team, you got to be out of your mind. Kevin Love was a loser in Minnesota, hadn't won anything, and Kyrie Irving hadn't proved anything in the league. He'd just being a loser, a lottery team on the Cavs. How does that make a super team?
all-star talents, though.
Man, that wasn't so.
But this was all-star top talent.
So according to that, according to your logic, that means the Chicago Bulls are a super team, adding an all-star talent, Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine. Is that a super team? No, because they're all all-star talents.
Oh, wait, what?
So that all-star logic don't make sense because if you use that argument, the Bulls would be a super team because they have 3 all-star talents.
G Money in the chat saying.
When the last time DeRozan had made an all-star team?
Hold on.
Didn't
this dude just say you stack your team with all-stars and makes a super team? That means the Bulls are a super team because they have 3 all-stars with Lonzo Ball.
No. When the last time DeRozan made an all-star team?
Thank you.
2018.
He's an all-star in this league. Don't matter. He's an all-star.
He's not an all-star no more. He's not an all-star no more. He's never made an all-star team.
If you think the 2014 through 2018 Cavaliers were a super team, then you don't know basketball.
Yes, they
People
was.
Just make that stuff up, man.
What has Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving done since Bron left? Answer that for me.
Nothing. A couple all-star teams.
Nothing.
I'm still putting up numbers if you ask me.
But I'm talking about numbers.
Before.
I mean, he's real cute with the sashaying and all that, but I mean, he ain't won nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he got the little cute dribbles like all through his legs. So hard that he breaks his own ankles, but he ain't won nothing, dog. I mean, brother.
Raw. Those dribbles are cold, though, bro.
Listen. I'm a Kyrie man. Okay,
those dribbles are fun to watch. You got
Prince.
I mean, nothing.
No points for dribbling.
It means nothing unless you got Brown there to help you win, man.
I'm just cracking jokes with y'all. Y'all can
no. But see, I'm still asking hoops though. I mean, I was crazy, right? When I said that the media disrespects Bron to try to keep him from getting money because they don't want athletes to come out of high school. And Kwame Brown said the same thing, man. So I'm crazy.
Only person that disrespect him is Skip Bayless, bro. The media.
Come on, stop it, man. Skip Bayless, Rob Parker. Let's see, Skip Bayless, Rob Parker, Feinbaum. Let me see who else. Kellerman. Let me see. I mean, dude, I can go down the list, man. I mean, Marcellus Wiley. Come on, man.
You niggas be telling the truth.
They don't be telling the truth. They be lying.
No,
they lying for the same reason that. For the same.
It's a Kobe Bryant thing. That's why he hates LeBron.
Wait, what
niggas hate LeBron because he do such shit.
Skip Bayless is a Kobe Bryant thing. That's why he hates LeBron.
And with the players coming out of high school type thing, I look at it from 2 sides because obviously I want players to come out of high school and have an opportunity to immediately come in. But there was a point in time in the NBA where we're seeing far too many high schoolers come out, and then for whatever reason they weren't having success, even though they were highly talented. And I think it was because the management, these players were getting mismanagement, getting bad advice, and there's just so much going on. I think the NBA says, well, maybe a year of a bit of development somewhere else to get these guys ready for what they got coming towards them.
No,
I can't hear it because of the music.
I think they would be better. Oh, my bad, bro. I think that players would be better off now in fucking today's world coming out of fucking high school, because back then the league was a grown man. It was a grown man league. So to have a kid to come and battle against grown ass men like that was fucking absurd. Only very few can do it. But like I said, now to me it's a bitch nigga league, so they couldn't handle it now.
So that means you could play in it if it's so weak.
I mean, if I was still balling,
you could.
You feel me? Like honestly, if I was still,
because I probably know a few YMCA leagues that you couldn't drop 10 points in.
I don't know.
Y'all be acting like it's soft, but I'll put you around some scrubs and you probably wouldn't even be able to score.
Bro, if you send me
y'all
number,
be talking like y'all can hoop
like
for real. That's why I'm having my community basketball event. Because I'm gonna really see if some of y'all can hoop. Your name is Hoop Facts. You better be able to hoop.
Time out, bro.
Your name is Hoop Facts, and you probably can't hoop.
Yo, bro, time out, bro. If you send me your number, bro.
Anybody that says this league is soft, they don't hoop.
Listen, first of all, bro, if you send me your cell phone number, bro, I will send you my.
Bro, my cell phone number is on my Facebook page. Just go to FYF Sports on Facebook. It's right there.
Bro, listen,
it's very easy to get in contact with me. Everybody.
Listen,
knows
my nigga, I could send you my information, nigga.
Man, I've heard so many people try to challenge me to 1v1 and nobody pull up. Stop it, man. Nobody pulls up. This is YouTube. No, I don't take it. I know. I can tell you don't. I can tell you don't because you're saying it's soft. Because if I put you on the court with some scrubs, you will get washed. I can put you on the court with some 16-year-olds and they will embarrass you.
Bro, they probably would right now because I don't play ball no more. I ain't play ball.
Why is you calling this league soft when you don't even hoop no more?
Nigga, I used to play ball because I was that nigga when I played ball.
No, you wasn't, bro. No, you
That's
wasn't.
why. That's why
Stop
I can
it, man.
nigga.
They be so quick to call people soft, but you ain't never.
I see you my high school stats, see you my AU stats and all that.
Bro, just tell Prince to put it on the screen right now.
What are you talking about?
Just give it to Prince. Tell him to put it on the screen.
Bro, I don't put my information.
Bro, your high school information is public information, man.
No, unless you know my fucking name, nigga.
If you balled out of high school,
business on the internet.
Man, come on, man. Stop it, man. People now everybody's a baller in high school.
No, Lamar Ticket TV had history. That was funny. I can't say I laughed about that one video.
Man, people be capping, man. Talking about this league soft, but they can't hoop themselves. They just learn how to play better. Man,
hoop is not what I do no more, nigga. I ball for real.
If you ever hooped at any point in time, you would never be talking about this league is soft because you know the game has always been physical.
It is
the
soft
rules just changed.
Back in the day.
No, it's not.
It is soft.
All right, bro. All right.
I don't know what you talking about. So why you got NBA players? Why you have former NBA players saying the NBA is soft now? You never played in the NBA. You have former NBA Hall of Famer saying the NBA is soft now.
Who?
So you played in the NBA?
Okay, tell me who. Just tell me one player.
Who? You had Charles Barkley. What are you talking about? Charles Barkley, Shaq. You hear a lot of players. Yo, P, am I right?
He says the rules are soft. He don't call the players soft.
Do y'all agree with Dame Dollar and Lucas saying it's easier to score today's league than
right? They say the older players say it's soft now, right? The older players say that this new generation of NBA.
You're just making that up because you can't give me one quote from a player.
What they say.
Give me a real fact.
I think you're right.
I told you, Charles.
Yeah.
I
told you Charles Barkley, Shaq, Isaiah Thomas. I watch NBA TV, my dude.
I don't believe Isaiah Thomas never said that, man.
Am I lying, bro? Am I lying, Pete?
Because Isaiah Thomas is the one that said the NBA. You haven't seen the NBA as this talented.
Well, most recently, Dame Dollar and Luka is the guys that say it's more easier to score in the NBA than
that don't mean
if that's what you're counting. I don't know if that's how you talking about.
NBA just changed the rule because remember players would exaggerate offensive movements to get these foul calls. The NBA
Your
just
raw
made a concerted
status.
effort to
Raw
change that,
status.
Yo,
right? Because they said they
Raw
want the game to
status.
be more
Quick
fluid
question.
and more natural.
Quick question, right? So you never heard Shaq say the NBA is soft today.
He talks about the rules,
Have
man.
you
Go listen to the
you never
context of
heard
what they're
that,
talking
P?
about.
You never heard
Because you will
players
never
like
walk
Shaq,
up to none
Charles
of these
Barkley
players
say
and
the
say
NBA
they
No,
is
no,
soft
soft.
now?
I heard a lot of players say what you're saying. Yeah.
I've heard players allude to that. I don't know if they've actually said soft, but
It's the rules that they're
Well, they
referring
say
to.
it's
Everybody
weaker. Like,
understands
come
that.
on, man.
It's
Like,
the
you
way
know
the
this.
game is called because these players are just as
Bro,
talented,
what
just
the
as
fuck
strong,
is the
just as
bro?
physical. The game is
The
still
game is not
physical.
as physical as it used to be.
Talk to Steph
No,
Curry
no,
because
no, the
when he
fuck
talks
it's not.
about
Because it's a
G,
when he
test.
talks about how the Toronto Raptors guarded him, he said those are two of the most physical guards in the league. Look at Drew Holiday, physical guard. Look at PJ Tucker, the way he guarded Kevin Durant, physical,
Bro,
physical.
And,
He had the
physical man.
Brooklyn Nets
Listen, bro.
yeah,
complaining to
Joe
the league
Hardy
for
was
fouls.
physical,
Listen,
though.
bro. Back in
So
the
stop
day,
it, man.
if you
Man,
come
ain't
into
no
the
back in
league
the
all
day. Them
crazy,
motherfuckers had hand checks because they slow
niggas,
and they couldn't move their feet.
niggas is putting hands
People
on
who
you.
hand check,
No,
niggas
back
who
then
hand
NBA
check,
was physical. Not
people
gonna
who
lie.
hand check are slow and they can't slide their feet. You know how I know that? Because as a guard and playing at the D1 level, I had to guard faster people. And whenever I ran up against a faster opponent, my arm would come out and start to hold him, and I'm trying to slide with him. That's just a natural movement when you're about to get beat by a faster player. Those types of players will be getting embarrassed and dropped by players like James Harden because they love contact. So go ahead and just say that physicality shit. That's why I say I want you to get you on the court with people who still hoop like me and these other young motherfuckers, because that hand checking shit gonna leave you on the ground looking crazy. That ain't physical. That's stupid. Come on, man.
Bro, you don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay, bro, but you don't hoop no more.
Back in the day, if you go into the paint, the big man will bump the shit out you.
Bro, no,
If you
that's
do
not
that
true.
in today's game,
It's
that's a
not
fucking
true.
flagrant.
That's a lie, bro.
Yes, that is true.
You saw 6 highlights in the
You want to know
90s of
why
people
nobody
getting
never
hard
tried to
fouls,
dunk on
and you
Shaq?
make it seem yes, they did. People try to dunk on Shaq all the time. They try Shaq all the time, and a few
Shaq
people
will
called
fucking
him.
body them.
Shaq
No,
was
he
a bully in
didn't.
the paint, though.
I mean, the most brutal player out the '90s was Karl Malone.
Nah, like I'm not even talking about the
I'm gonna say,
90s, like even like the early 2000s.
don't forget that Hakeem Olajuwon embarrassed Shaq in 1995 finals, though. He embarrassed him.
Hold on, but he embarrassed Shaq with what? Finesse, quickness, speed,
Yeah,
great
quickness,
footwork.
speed.
He didn't. Yeah, he beat him with skill. All that physicality shit, Hakeem showed you right there that with high level skill, that's just garbage.
Yo, that nigga Hakeem was strong as hell too, bro. What are you talking
Why
about?
do you think nobody respects Andre Drummond in this league? All that physical shit, because you could take him on the perimeter and light his ass up. We could blow past his ass. You better have some skill if you're trying to play today. All that physical shit gonna have you looking crazy.
Yo, what you
Better
think
bring
about
some
this
skill to the
Clippers
table.
move, Lamont?
Clippers move is a good move. I knew Patrick Beverly wasn't worth that $13 million. Patrick Beverly was starting to not look like it. Patrick Beverly, when I saw that he had to start getting benched in the playoffs last year because he started to look like a liability.
I told you that, P.
His defense ain't the same. Patrick Beverly's defense has never if you talk to NBA guys, they never looked at Patrick Beverly as a great defender. He's just more of a nuisance. That's all it was. Because when players really got serious with Patrick Beverly, they really would cook his ass. Like if
It's
you
kind of like
go back
Nat.
and look,
Bledsoe to the Los Angeles Clippers.
that was a great trade because they added a much better guard to that rotation because the Bledsoe can play the 1 or the 2. So that takes relief off of Reggie Jackson because they really had no real point guard backup. Rondo was worthless over there because he's getting too old for whatever reason. So for me, that was a great move. They got rid of a locker room cancer in Rondo. They got rid of Beverly's horrible contract. They brought in a solid physical guard who can defend and score from the 1 and the 2 position. So now you have more versatility in that backcourt. And you're going to need some things to kind of supplement not having Kawhi for the whole season because he's not going to be back.
Damn,
Did they bring in somebody else besides Bledsoe?
Nah, they just got Bledsoe.
Okay, did they trade or did they just
And
flat
remember,
out
bro,
release
like
Rondo?
you got the
They trade
emergence.
him.
Trade.
Okay.
You got to remember, bro, like you got the emergence of Terrence Mann as well. So you still got Terrence Mann, which is a
Terrence Mann showed out in the playoffs.
And
And you still
remember,
got the
bro,
white
like
dude
you
who's
got
not bad.
and you got And you got Paul George that played a one at times as well.
Now I'm
Just
on
like
front.
listen, like
Clippers
I
won't be
don't
relevant
know,
without Kawhi though. They're not
like
gonna
the
be a good team without
emergence.
Kawhi.
No.
I mean, nah. Bro,
I
like,
actually had the Clippers beating the Suns if Kawhi didn't get hurt.
Yeah, facts.
Oh yeah. No, that's facts. Kawhi
say,
I agree
Hey,
with
but
that. I
you,
think we all
hey, he
agree
was
on
right
that.
about
I
Kawhi
had-
So I'm
earlier.
not up front. See, I'm not biased. See, y'all think I'm biased. I said, you know what? If Kawhi doesn't get hurt, the Clippers is about to
I had
win
He
this.
was
Kawhi
still
winning the
right about
championship.
Kawhi though.
If
Kawhi
he
is
ain't get
overrated.
injured.
I
He's
mean, I'm a
definitely
little biased
overrated.
though, like for real.
Nah,
Yo.
he's not overrated. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Kawhi
say
is definitely overrated.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't know
a
what-
healthy Lakers or Clippers would have beat the Suns in the conference finals, though.
Yeah, I think the Lakers would have beat them comfortably. Actually,
How is
Well-
a player that goes on a championship run averaging 30 points per game in the playoffs is overrated? I ain't never seen no shit like that in my fucking life. I don't know what you talking
No,
about.
what I'm saying is people were so thirsty
How was
to
that
crown.
possible, bro?
People were so thirsty to crown somebody better than LeBron. The first time they saw somebody have a good playoff performance, they were just, they were running to him saying, "Oh, he's next up." I mean, the
that's
thing
what you
is,
call the cold hard facts.
Wait.
these levels of
Time out.
greatness
In
are based on
2014
being able to do it consistently on a year-by-year
Time
basis.
out. No,
Unfortunately,
wait.
Kawhi Leonard don't do that.
Wait, time out. Stop it. In 2014, ain't nobody say Kawhi Leonard was better than LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard didn't become better than LeBron James until like 2017.
Kawhi Leonard never became better than LeBron James.
Yes.
Ever.
He's better than
LeBron
ever.
is a better all-time player.
If you're
than
being
Kawhi.
honest about it, he never was.
Okay,
What?
hoops.
That'd be like saying Jokic is better than LeBron right now just because he won MVP last year. No,
He
he's not.
is better than LeBron right now, nigga. What are
Man,
you talking
must be
about?
smoking,
Jokic,
bro.
come on, man. Jokic is better than Bron. Are you serious right now?
Bro, he's not.
What Bron do against the Suns? That is
Bro, why you talking about
He look like an
individual
old man.
matchups? Don't tell you that. He didn't look like no old man. He was a player looking like he came off a major ankle injury.
Yeah, and don't forget, before that injury, he was in the running for MVP too.
Thank you. Number one in that running before the injury as well.
Yeah,
Bro,
at
regular season
number one.
accolades don't mean a damn thing to me.
Okay, hoops.
Yeah,
Let me
yes,
ask you
they
this:
do, bro. Yes, they do.
Who had the better regular season last year, Kawhi or LeBron? Before Bron's injury.
I don't care about regular season, bro.
Yeah, because it don't suit your argument to talk about it. So you're gonna run to
No,
something
because
that in a small
regular
time frame
season
that favors
doesn't
your
matter
argument.
no more, bro. Regular season.
Well, if you
James
compare their
Harden, the
playoff
best
numbers,
season
it
player
don't
of all
compare.
time.
Okay, so just compare their playoff numbers. It don't compare.
What Kawhi been scoring? He's been averaging
LeBron's
way
playoff
higher
career to
numbers in the
Kawhi's
playoffs.
playoff career don't compare.
LeBron
If you
averages
just
the
wanna-
most in Game 7s out of any other player.
LeBron, wait. Time out. First of all, I'm judging from when Kawhi Leonard became a superstar up until whatever LeBron James been doing since then.
Yeah,
Kawhi numbers
LeBron
always
came
been
into the
better.
league a
So what are you
superstar.
talking about?
Kawhi, you said you had to
No,
wait till Kawhi turned into one. LeBron came into the league as one.
Kawhi was a role player for San Antonio at the time.
Kawhi, what's happening right now is Kawhi has been exposed at this later stage in his career. Again, he was a media creation. He was a role player. He was not a high draft pick. He's not what you think he is.
Wait, Bro, you think
How is he
Kawhi is a role
exposed, bro?
player?
What are you talking about?
What was Kawhi Leonard's draft pick?
Bro?
No, I mean,
Where was he drafted?
are you saying he's a role player as
That
of
doesn't
now,
mean
or
nothing.
No. I didn't say he was a role player. I said that he was overrated. Probably, I swear my words.
I heard the word role player.
How?
I heard the word role player, and I was like, okay, hold up.
No. I think you probably heard me wrong. No, but I'm saying that he's been exposed as being overrated. He's not a good playmaker. He's a mediocre athlete. If you ask me,
How?
Bro, he does not have
How he's been exposed by doing what?
Because they built him up as this great player, and he hasn't panned out. That's not
How
what he is.
hasn't panned out?
Because he can't win unless he goes up against an injured Golden State team,
What are you
or unless he got Tim Duncan and them.
And LeBron can't win unless he got a super team or a fucking top 5 player on his super team. What are you talking about?
Okay, so are you saying that?
How?
Are you saying Kawhi Leonard? Are you saying? Hold on. Are you saying Kawhi Leonard?
Man, what was that, man? Something call him or something.
Hold on. Is he saying Kawhi Leonard on the Spurs that wasn't a super team?
No, it was not. What the fuck y'all
So,
talking
Tim
about?
The Spurs
Duncan,
won Supreme.
Mono
The Spurs was a
Ginobili, Tony
dynasty.
Parker. It's a
When was
dynasty.
38?
Dynasty. Dynasty.
Spurs were a dynasty.
With a Hall of Fame coach.
First of all, I never bought the Spurs anyway because they tanked the season to draft Tim Duncan when they had the Twin Towers. So there was on some illegitimate from the beginning. Okay, so I never
That
really.
was 30 years ago, bro. What are you talking about?
I was alive then, man.
Y'all niggas is crazy, boy. Like, y'all niggas is sick, man.
Hey, listen, man. So
Y'all
when you say
scared of
2014,
Kawhi. Y'all scared. Y'all scared of my boy. That's what it is.
bro,
Y'all niggas
dude, I want you
scared
to go
that
look at the
nigga
last 2 minutes when they played in the bubble. LeBron James just basically sunned him. He said, dude, go clean your damn room. Go clean your room, cuz he shut down Kawhi Leonard. Dude, who's had the better career since 2014? LeBron or Kawhi?
And we
Hoop, you there? What happened?
This nigga keep calling my phone. Somebody keep calling me. Yo, listen, man. We thought the motherfucking world was ending, bro. You feel me?
Keep dying.
That's the only time he got to shine is when the world was ending, right? Man,
When
People put Kawhi on a pedestal that he don't belong on yet.
Okay, and you mean the toughest championship ever? The mental control that the weak-minded Clippers couldn't take. They had to go to the club and get some Kobe chicken wings, and they had to sneak in hoes into the damn room, and they couldn't focus. But LeBron said, "No, see, I'm focused on basketball right now."
Because we like girls.
See,
We like girls,
we ain't trying to go
bro.
to Magic City, dog.
We
I
like
ain't trying to go to
girls,
Magic
man.
City. LeBron's married with children,
bro.
man. We like girls too, man. I'm saying, but see, we
I
like
don't like no
women,
girls.
not
That nigga like
we like women, not hoes, not strippers, man. Not like Sweet Lou,
that nigga.
who put the whole damn team into. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Man,
Listen,
he just
man.
wanted some chicken wings, bro. He was. I was just joking.
Yo, listen, man. At the end of the day, right? How LeBron James hasn't lived up to the hype? I mean,
What?
He be scared to guard Kawhi though.
Facts.
Hold on.
How Kawhi hasn't lived up to the hype?
Hold on.
Didn't
This tells you right here. This tells you right here that you guys don't understand high level basketball. Because if you are a coach, you never put your. Hold on. See, y'all say dumb stuff like they out there playing YMCA basketball.
Dumb shit right here, boy.
Because when you in an NBA game, how many times do you see in an NBA game? How many times do you see the best players guard each other?
Not much.
I used to see
You know why it doesn't happen? Because you don't want your best player getting bullshit foul calls. Because this league, these players are so talented offensively. You start getting This is why Giannis didn't guard KD. Hold on, how come Giannis didn't guard KD? Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year. How come he didn't guard KD? Yes, he can. Hold on, you don't want to put your best player on KD.
That's why.
Y'all sound
right,
dumb when y'all say
every
this
time
stuff.
he tried to guard that boy, he
Bro,
got
y'all
cooked. Right or
sound
wrong?
dumb. You cannot put your best player on the other team's best player because
Yes,
of
the
fouls.
fuck you can. You supposed
Bro,
to.
y'all sound. That's what I'm saying. This is why y'all stay in the fan zone, and this is why I'm glad y'all don't coach a lick. Y'all don't belong. Y'all can't even coach a fifth grade team if you think like that.
Why did
Tyrone
put why Tyronn Lue put Kawhi Leonard on Luka Doncic and it worked when he needed to? He put him on it and it worked.
Bro,
okay, so
why did he do that? Because he can.
So why did LeBron say in the huddle, "I want him," and pointed at Leonard and picked him up and shut him down? Why did that work?
You can do it on possessions. You cannot do it for an entire game.
Bro, see, you didn't see that game. You don't, bro. Dude, LeBron before
he remembers that play. He remembers that play where LeBron shut Paul George and Kawhi Leonard down in the same possession. He remembers that.
Bro, Melo saying,
how many times Kawhi shut LeBron down?
Bro, okay, I got the head-to-head matchups right here. What are you talking about?
LeBron was the same guy that wanted to play with Kawhi.
Say that again.
Melo asking the chat is saying LeBron is the same guy that wanted to play with Kawhi Leonard.
Hold on.
Okay, well, if that's true, this is called the NBA, so teams try to improve their teams. And Kawhi also wanted to play with LeBron, didn't he?
No, that's sucker shit.
What?
Homie, Kawhi trained off-season with Bron once. He came to meet him to train with him, man.
Bro, come on, bro. It's two different things, bro.
Bro, y'all be making up shit.
Okay, well, it's true. I mean, where Leonard at now? Where's his
So,
ring
so-
at?
Yo,
He-
P,
man,
are we lying?
dude, he
Are
ain't
we
got no
lying?
ring in
Hold
Los
on, hold on.
Angeles. Where's his ring at, bro?
Hey, this is how you know Hoop Facts is on some bullshit. Hoop Facts, the same energy that you give LeBron for wanting. Do you ever give these GMs any criticism for not putting these teams together the right way? And
No,
that,
no,
to
G,
stop
no, G
these
Money,
players,
no, G Money.
to
Kawhi,
stop these players
agree.
because these
No,
players
G
are
Money,
not going to want to team up.
agree against
These
LeBron. Like
Time out,
players are not going to.
wait. Can I
These
speak?
players are not going to
Can I
want to
speak?
team up. Yeah, let me finish.
Can I
These players
speak?
are not going. Let me finish. These players are not going to want to
Go.
team up if these GMs are actually doing their job and they're building championship teams. If you go look at Cleveland, they have the worst front office in basketball. The worst. Sacramento, worst. All these teams, some of these teams are trash. There's no surprise that some of these players are leaving, going to places where they feel they can win
What?
because these GMs are doing. Can you name one GM?
No.
Do you give the GMs any smoke? But you rather give LeBron James, a black man, smoke for controlling his own destiny.
Now,
But
what
you
about
don't
KD
dare
and
talk
the fact
about. He don't dare talk
that he
about the
needed
white
James
GM.
Harden?
He don't dare talk about the white GMs that don't do their jobs.
Big
He don't
facts.
dare talk about those
Listen,
guys. Do you?
My man.
Do you?
Check this out.
Because they did a
Check
horrible
this out,
job for
bro.
7 years in Cleveland, but y'all don't even know the name of the GM probably.
Bro, how did they do a horrible
Stop
job in
it, man.
Cleveland?
They did a
didn't get
horrible
number one
job.
drafted.
They
Wait.
did a horrible job. They didn't want to
Listen,
trade
bro.
J.J. Hicks for Amari Stoudemire. That's stupid.
Listen, bro.
Come on, man.
Like when LeBron was
Come
on the
on.
yo, listen, bro. Listen, bro. OKC was a good team. Kevin Durant
Oh yeah, they
still
were a
left.
good team.
Okay, look, OKC was a good team. You're right, and they let
Time out,
James Harden walk for
Wait,
$2 million.
listen.
KD was pissed about that. They let James Harden leave that team and go to Houston over $2
bro.
million.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Giannis almost
my
left
brother. I'm
Milwaukee
still
because they
not.
did not keep Malcolm Brogdon over a few $1 million. See, because when these GMs make
Bro,
these dumb
I'm not done
decisions,
yet. Let
these
me
players
finish.
will be ready to
Let me
walk out the
finish
door.
speaking, bro.
Because you got to make some bullshit up.
Bro, can I? No, bro. I'm speaking straight facts. You trying to talk over me because I'm saying facts. Listen, bro. That same team without James Harden was up on the Warriors 3-1. That's Kevin Durant's fault. He should have stayed there and redeemed that. But all right, I now bet I'm done with that. Check this out. When LeBron was on the fucking Cavs, the Cavs was winning 60 game plus. He lost to bum ass teams he had no business losing to. He couldn't get it done. All right, that's his fault, not the GM
Okay,
fault. The team was competitive.
So is one
It was
player's
a 60 game
responsibility
plus.
to win a championship? It's not the whole team's responsibility to win. It's
Exactly.
all on one player.
Bro, can you let me finish? Can you let me finish? Bro, so
I'm
how the
just
fuck Dirk
contesting the points you
Nowitzki
made.
won a motherfucking ring with that bum ass team?
Dirk Nowitzki
All
had
right,
a great
check it
team
out.
with him.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah,
How did
Because
Dirk win a
without
ring
the
with the team
defense,
he had?
without the
swept my
defense of
Lakers.
Sean
How?
Marion, without the defense of Jason Terry and Sean Marion and those guys, he don't win shit.
Come
The
on,
team
bro. Look,
effort. That was a team
like,
effort. Because
bro,
actually
you
in the
heard
finals,
names.
Dirk wasn't even the best player in that final.
Yo, bro, yo, P.
I'm
We
gonna
talking about
say no. I'm
Sean
gonna say that the
Marion
Mavs could have won
and
the
Jason Terry. You
championship
heard?
in 06.
Sean Marion and Jason Terry.
So how did Dirk win it if he wasn't even the best player in the finals? He had a team.
Who's better
It's a
than
team
Dirk in the
effort.
finals?
Thank you. It's a team effort. Dirk
Dirk
don't
was
win
the
it
best
by
player.
himself.
But
Dirk was not the best player in the finals. No.
Who the fuck was the best player in the finals?
He was not the
Ryan
best player in
said,
the finals.
Ryan is saying, why is race involved in this, Lamont, in the chat?
Yeah, we talking about
No,
basketball,
because
bro.
what I
No, this
said
is
was
this is the
hell.
USA. Race is
hold
involved
on.
in everything. Stop.
What I
Wake up.
said
Stop.
was
Oh
Let me-
shit!
what I said was they will wait. They will go after LeBron for making a business decision to go because these GMs are not doing their job. But when the GMs don't do their job, they don't never call the GMs out. The GM can be trash for 10 years, but y'all will always blame players. You will never blame the GM for doing their job. They're getting paid millions too, but they don't do their job to get these teams right and to get players on these rosters when they have opportunities to do so. The OKC could have been the first. They could have been one of the first super teams if they would have kept James Harden over that little measly $2 million. But because they didn't want to go over the salary cap and save a little money, cut corners, they let him walk. Maybe they beat Golden State that next year if they still have James Harden.
Yeah, they will.
They should have beat Golden State the next year without James Harden, too.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's without that additional help, it's much harder. See, because when the Warriors lost that finals, they said, you know what? We're going to make sure we beat you next time because we about to reload with KD. Fuck the bullshit. We about to get better. They always stay in the luxury tax trying to compete. Teams that win the most in this league pay that luxury tax and they spend money. That's why you got to respect them. Teams, Milwaukee finally went into the luxury tax last year. It got them a championship. Lakers always stay in the luxury tax. Tell me one team that's winning a championship without being in the luxury tax, spending money. Great GM.
Good point.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you respect Milwaukee's championship? Because a lot of people,
you have to because they couldn't control the injuries. If they had a magic button saying, okay, injure Harden, they can't control it. Just like you gave Kawhi credit for winning that championship against Golden State. I do.
Why don't y'all respect Kawhi?
I didn't say I don't respect it. You said I don't respect it.
Because
I made the comment about Kawhi.
Workers, listen, bro, because Kawhi went through Philly, which had 4 All-Stars.
Bro,
he went through.
We just said we respect
Philly didn't give Kawhi problems though in 2019.
Raw status don't respect it. He said.
I don't respect it. I don't respect it. First of all, you play who's in front of you. Okay, so, but I'm gonna say they blow Kawhi Leonard up to be this dominant player. Okay, he's had some luck. That's all I'm saying.
Some luck of what, bro? He's really that guy, bro.
Ryan Reyes. That's a lie.
He's not.
The Spurs were in the luxury tax. Spurs were in the luxury tax. That's a lie.
Like he don't speak.
No, that's fine. He's not very agile. That's the problem that I have with Leonard. He's not.
All right,
look at the people who lie.
Bro, like that's two different
lacking.
things.
His lateral movement is weak. Okay, he's not a good playmaker. He doesn't distribute the ball well. Okay, there's a lot that I can say about him. He's overrated defensively. He's overrated defensively. The claw or the mid or the oven mitt, whatever it is.
Defensively, I want to say that.
Wait.
I want to say that.
Hold on, I did a whole video on his defense, especially against Denver, and how Denver actually exploited Paul George and Kawhi Leonard defensively to make that comeback 3-1. I did a whole video on it, breaking down all of the defensive flaws, how they were targeting Kawhi off ball in the pick and roll. They would literally be driving right at him because they knew he struggled laterally.
Because Kawhi
cannot guard off ball laterally. Okay, that's unfortunate, but that takes away from his defensive prowess.
Right.
Hey, Chris,
he also had bad knees though.
Shout out to Melo.
Sorry, guys. I'm saying something real quick.
Join me for a boxing live stream next time, bro.
No, listen, whoever.
What you were saying, Raw?
Yeah, I was going to say real quick. I wanted to answer the person in the chat room to say, why do you have to bring up race? That's a very ignorant statement to make. If you know anything about this country, I want you to go back and Google Jack Johnson, okay, Muhammad Ali, and see that race has always been involved in sports in this country. That's why we bring it up, because we call out the racists that attack our athletes and try to thwart them from making money. Just like Kwame Brown says. That's why we bring up race, buddy.
Bro, but this don't got nothing to do with
because they bring up race. That's why.
This don't got nothing to do with no race now, bro.
Okay, so if it has nothing to do with race, then how come you never called out GMs for being trash at their job?
What we're talking about.
Bro, that's why I said it. How come you
never look up
bro?
Jesse Owens running in Germany? And the newspaper articles that they wrote.
About, bro.
No, it has everything to do with race. Is involved with sports since the beginning of this country. Okay. The reason why there's so many black boxers, because black dudes had to learn how to fight in this racist ass country. You have to learn how to knock somebody out. That's why the best black boxers are all black. Okay, so race is involved with sports and heavily involved in the NBA because they don't want to see 18-year-old dudes coming out of high school getting $100 million contracts. So they just respect them in the media and use character assassination. That's called propaganda. It's called warfare.
Bro, listen,
okay, it's involved in everything, man.
Hey, Xbox Series.
What I'm saying. What I'm saying is, race has nothing to do with what we are talking about.
No, okay, let's take the race out of it. Okay, take the race out of it. Take the race out of it.
LeBron James is involved. Race is always involved, but okay.
Even if you take the race out of it, you still have never, even if you take the race out of it, you still have never talked about how poor of a job a lot of these GMs have done. You never criticize them. You're always criticizing the player for not getting it done, even if they have very little to no help on that roster.
Oh boy! First of all, bro,
can you name me during that Cavs run? Can you name any one of their first round draft picks? Did they draft well? Can you name one of them?
Yo, that has the Julius Ilgauskas son.
They had Gibson. They had Daniel Gibson.
So the best you can give me is Boobie Gibson.
Yeah,
I said Daniel
Scouses,
Gibson.
Mo.
That's his name, Boobie Gibson.
Ed Snow. I think Mo Williams. I think
Mo Williams probably was his best player in that 7-year run.
Mo Williams, I don't think he was drafted by the Cavs.
But,
okay, that first Cavaliers team was complete and total garbage except for LeBron James. They had no shot to beat San Antonio that year. Okay, no shot. They had San Antonio with David Robinson. Come on, man, stop it.
Look, this dude says
we know that. No, nobody
says name a player in NBA history who had many trades as LeBron.
That year,
Hold on, it's not LeBron's job to conduct trades. Why did the chat? This dude named Melo S is saying name one player in NBA who's had many trades. LeBron does not execute trades. That's the GM and the ownership. Now, it's forever throughout all NBA history, teams have consulted with the best player about trades. That happened with the Lakers. That happened with the Lakers and Magic Johnson. That happened with the Knicks and the Knicks when they brought in John Starks. That happened with the Phoenix Suns when they brought in Charles Barkley. That happens with every single team. That happened with Portland when they brought in Carmelo. Every great team consults with their best players about trades. It's not just LeBron. So quit just acting like it's just LeBron who does these things. Magic Johnson got a whole coach fired because he didn't want him there. But nobody talks about Magic in that light.
Well, he always going to pick the player over the coach. Even when a team loses, the first guy to go is the coach.
Yeah, but
wait a minute. Didn't Kawhi run some people out of Los Angeles?
What happened?
Like Doc Rivers?
He says Mo Williams and Ilgauskas were all stars. Okay. If that's your level of being a star in the league in NBA, all right, you got a very low bar being what you call a star in the league. Stop it, man.
Right.
Talk about LeBron makes trades. LeBron don't execute not one single trade. He doesn't negotiate contracts. None of that.
they calling you guys. They calling both of y'all guys LeBron lovers for some reason.
No, we don't love LeBron. What they doing is because they see the thing is they won't hit the link and come talk real basketball because if they do that, then they get exposed real quick. What they're doing is they're just spewing media stuff that you read online and blogs, and they're not talking real basketball. These players don't have time to execute trades. It's GMs and people in the front office. They get paid millions to do that. You think those guys, if LeBron is executing all the trades, then why am I paying my GM $5 million a year to do it? I'm just throwing away money, just giving it to a GM just because I like him sitting in this chair while LeBron executes all the trades. That's what we're doing. That's how these organizations run. Come on, man. They just say stuff because it's LeBron. And when the trade happens, and if they don't like the trade, they try to fucking just finesse and say, oh, LeBron traded him and him. No, the GM did the job. Because LeBron asked for Melo to come to the team when LeBron, a couple years ago, before Melo went to Portland, he said, Lakers, can y'all bring in Melo? They told him no. So obviously he don't have all authority to bring in these players because when he asked for Melo, they didn't give it to him.
I was going to say this.
They brought him in this year, though. I think maybe they was listening to Brian this year, though.
What I love is the truth. A lot of what's said about LeBron is completely total falsity. Okay, so that's why I respond with passion because I don't like BS, and I also smell the racism in it. For those of you that are scared to talk about that, I'm not. Okay, and I call it out whenever I see it, whether it's in person or on TV. Okay, and when I see somebody being attacked with propaganda and character assassination for no damn reason when they're a family man and playing the damn game of basketball. Okay, it's basketball, and they're trying to act like this is some type of moral discussion when it comes to basketball, then I'm gonna call it out. Okay, and these people out here parroting what Skip Bayless says and parroting what there's somebody that I'm forgetting too, man. There's one big hater over there on ESPN. I forget that. I don't watch that channel.
Bro, let me ask you this.
Not even on ESPN. The haters are right here in this chat.
Basically, what I'm getting from you, you don't think LeBron gets a lot of love from the media?
No, not at all.
What? Really?
No.
Wow.
Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, Jay Williams. Forgot the one guy.
Shannon Sharp is his best friend, and Nick Wright is the only dude on. Sorry, I didn't go ahead, Jay. We'll finish up.
I got a couple of lot of dudes that are like huge LeBron fanboys, but I'm probably not gonna name all of them. But
see, I mean, just the whole word fanboy, that's like a negative word. Okay, Kevin Durant said that once. He wasn't even talking about the fans. He was talking about the media. Okay, and then they just took that and ran with it because they see you don't understand. You've been conditioned by the media to be turned against someone that could upset the power structure in this country. Do you really understand what's going on?
Well, I don't think that has nothing to do with just LeBron. I think it has something to do with being a fan of the player itself. Because people that's normally going to disagree. Like, if I criticize, I'm just saying Michael Jordan, people automatically going to label me as a Michael Jordan hater, even if I'm just criticizing them on basketball. Right? Yeah. People just can't handle other people's thoughts about a basketball player if they're too much of a fan of that player.
What's going on with
it comes down to? It's not just LeBron. It's with every. Remember back?
No, bro. I don't.
Remember back in the day when people was calling people Kobe-tards and all this other stuff. Remember when Kobe used to get a lot of hate?
I don't remember the Kobe-tard thing.
Yeah,
I may have.
It
was on YouTube.
But listen,
that's how long I go back.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, I'm right. I'm
TikTok.
I'm right there with you, man. But Kobe was another straight out of our high schooler. Now they were hating on the dudes coming out of high school. Then that just proves my point, man. But no one, I've never seen anybody get the level of hate that LeBron James get, except for maybe Floyd Mayweather. And there's a lot of similarities there. At the top of the game, billionaire. Okay, you see the pattern. You see the pattern. You know. Now, if these dudes ever get their heads on straight and say, you know, we're just going to start our own damn league, we're going to buy the entire west side of Las Vegas, you know, and start owning all these hospitals and all these businesses. That's what they're scared of. And it is that deep. It ain't only sports.
Even if the players started their own league, I don't care what league they're in, we're still going to critique and criticize their games. So I don't care if it's an all-black league. Like when people try to get on Stephen A. Smith and we're criticizing black players, well, it's 95% black players. Who the fuck else is he supposed to talk about? The handful of white guys. Is he supposed to talk about Mac McClung or something? Like, come on, man. Like, there's not very many white players in this league that's worthy of being talked about, even to that level, whether it's positive or negative. So that's why another reason.
Now, I was going to jump in real quick. I was going to say with Stephen A. Smith, what I pick up is he's harsher on the black players than he is on the white players.
There's no white players to be harsher on.
There's a baseball player for the Dodgers right now that has a domestic violence charge. There was the football player that beat the hell out of his black girlfriend up in Seattle. Okay, and there's actually a clip of Stephen A. Smith using light lingo on him. He wasn't talking about, well, this piece of dirt needs to be. You know, he was real. Listen, Stephen A. I
didn't hear Stephen A. say that about Ray Rice. I didn't see him run Ray Rice in the ground. When I actually looked at ESPN and I did a video about this, I got on. It was actually the women at ESPN, like Miley Karam and them. Like when they went in on Sean Oakman, the football player from Baylor who was accused of rape, and then they found not guilty. When Miley Karam was going in on him, rape coacher at Baylor, then he found not guilty, and Miley Karam don't say nothing, no apology. She tore this man's name down. It wasn't Stephen A. doing all this. I hear you. Somebody actually sent me a clip. The only time I seen somebody getting personal, and obviously it's probably happened more, but Max Kellerman got personal with Kyrie, alluding to him not being intelligent. But what did Stephen A. do immediately? He said, "Hold on, we can't go that far calling a brother unintelligent just because you don't agree with the flat Earth theory. Like that's fine. Don't mean he's not." So I've seen Stephen A. stand up for these players when people get personal, but when it comes to basketball, he uses color commentary to be funny, exaggerate stuff, funny things. I don't take that personally. That's called color commentary.
There was that one clip. Now he's changed up since COVID. Okay, since it's become cool to be black. He's changed up his tactics. There's a clip of him, okay, talking about, well, all these players, it's all the black players that's getting suspended for weed. It's not the white ones, but he didn't say it. But then it took Skip Bayless of all people to say, well, 80% of the league's black, Stephen A. So this guy has made some egregious statements and some violations
about the weed, though. About the weed thing, he in a sense, and I don't agree with everything he says, but what he's saying is, okay, if I don't care what job, NBA, any job, if I'm getting paid millions of dollars to do a job, and one of the stipulations of that job is that I cannot smoke weed, and I sign on for that, well then fuck it, I'm not smoking weed. Like that's why I didn't give no pass to Sha'Carri Richardson. I can't give her a pass because
exactly. I'm glad you brought that up.
To the Olympics.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's what I was trying to say.
You can pay millions of dollars, and all you have to do is not indulge in weed.
No, even if you feel like weed is not a drug, it's still part of the contract that you sign. sign
it's part of the contract.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Is
I
it
talked
just
about
like-
that several times.
Yeah, just like with the media responsibilities come with that contract. So when people got on Kyrie for not wanting to talk to the media, well, when you sign that contract, part of your responsibility was to talk to the media. He cost his team over $2 million in fines because he didn't want to talk with the media.
Yep.
So that's something he's probably gonna have to change. But and the media gave him flack and criticism for that, rightfully so, I believe, because it's in your contract.
Now, as you talking about Skip, I mean, I know he do favor a lot of white athletes in certain sports, but he also favors some black ones too. So I don't know, man, but I get where you coming from, because he do love the Tom Brady's. What's the other dude that he loved that was very religious? That other football player, I forgot.
Tebow.
Yeah, Tebow.
Yeah, Tebow's on the he's getting ready to make the Tampa Bay Buccaneers too, man.
What about Peyton
He is?
Manning?
I thought he was on Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Jacksonville, excuse me, Jacksonville.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, man, I feel what you say about not Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless sometimes, but I do think Stephen A. just really talks about basketball. I don't even think he gets really too personal. I could be mistaken because I don't follow all of his segments and all that. So maybe you guys may know a little more than me on that.
But Prince,
I followed Stephen A. for a long time. What Stephen A. does is a strategy that is an age-old strategy in this country. Is he has gained himself a high salary job by taking on the sentiments and the lingo of racists in this country. It's very subtle. You have to know how to listen to it. Not saying that you people don't, that you guys don't, but racism is very subtle and it's ongoing and it never stops. Okay. Now this is the same Skip Bayless that was referring to black athletes as divas, basically calling people women. And your boy had to check him. Oh man, what's Jalen Rose? There's a clip of Jalen Rose checking him on that. Okay, that's a strategy to effeminize and to demonize the black athlete. Okay, it's the same reason why when you're 15 years old, cops drive down the street and shine lights in your face because the media tells them that you're a criminal, even though if you go out to the white neighborhood, there's just as much cocaine and meth and pedophiles and rapists out there and all kind of crazy shit, but they're not pulling them over and searching their cars. So this all ties into sports, and I've seen this out of Stephen A. Stephen A. has gotten where he's at by selling out and by disrespecting the overall community, and that's why he's on ESPN, because ESPN.
But what I'm saying is, give me one real example. Give me one quote example of a statement that he made that you can say it was subtly racist towards a black person, as opposed to just being color commentary, funny entertainment, just to break down a player's game.
You mean from Skip or from Stephen A?
From Stephen A.
Okay, let me see here. Stephen A. I would have to look it up. You caught me off guard there, but
all I'm saying is I feel like if you make these alarming accusations, especially against somebody like Stephen A. He's a black man who's made it in media, which is extremely hard to do. And when we get these black brothers who get to these positions, as soon as they get to these positions, we start to call them sellouts because they're doing their job. Stephen A., from what I've seen, this is my opinion, you may have seen different. I've never seen him get extremely personal with these players, and I've actually seen him defend players when other people get personal with them.
There was when he went down to those colleges and was bad mouthing Kwame Brown. He spent years and years and years talking crap about Kwame Brown. That was a strategy because they wanted to stop players from coming out of high school. So Stephen A. is kind of like the dude that they could use to snitch. He's kind of the Sam Jackson from Django.
Okay, so when he talked about Kwame Brown, so because we had to put it in full context, because I did a complete research on this. We talk about Kwame Brown. Was he talking about because there's multiple media outlets. You have the Washington Post that had about 15 different writers that literally went at Kwame Brown personally, as far as calling him slow, said he couldn't do nothing on his own. The team had to get him an adult babysitter. He didn't know how to wash his own suits. He didn't know how to order food. He didn't know how to buy a car. They had to send a team representative down to an auto dealership. They were writing articles about him, over 1,200 articles in 4 years, really denigrating him personally. But so when I compare what they were doing to what Stephen A. was doing, because when I listen to Stephen A., all I'm hearing is about his basketball. Even with regards to the basketball side of it, what did Wes Unseld say publicly about Kwame Brown that last year when he was in Washington? He said Kwame Brown is late to practice. When he gets to practice, he doesn't work hard. And he blames everybody for his failures. That was Wes Unseld saying that, and that all coincided with what Stephen A. was saying about Kwame on the court. We weren't seeing him get better. But Kwame is blaming everybody else. So take Stephen A., everything he said, and put it to the side. I feel like it's in a bubble of just basketball talk. But then when I look at the Washington Post, they were having a completely different conversation about Kwame Brown, denigrating the man personally, talking about his level of intellect, not being able to do certain things, and the team needing to hire a babysitter. They were painting a different picture of him, talking about him as a man. So why is Kwame Brown wasting time talking about somebody who's just talking basketball? Not to mention Stephen A. is the one that's responsible for helping Kwame get his only shoe deal when he was with the Lakers. But Kwame never gives him credit for that. But he never really gets on the Washington Post, who really put 1,200 articles out. Just go look it up. A lady by the name of Sally Jenkins led it. Really denigrating him personally. So who really was shitting on him? White people or Stephen A. Smith?
Stephen A. Smith is a talking head for the overall dominant society for white people, quote unquote. Now he uses a very disrespectful tone when he talks about black athletes. He's very condescending. Okay, he's very hateful sounding. Now here's the question. Now I respect your research there, and I'm going to look up those names. That's very interesting what you said. I appreciate the info. That's some stuff that I wasn't aware of. So, but I'm gonna say this: how come they don't talk about Robert Swift, about the white dude, the 7-foot white dude that was a lottery draft pick? And was dragged out of his.
Are you talking about Stephen A? Because I've heard Stephen A say Slava Medvedenko and talk about some of these guys and talk about Rasho Nesterovic and then talk about Adam Morrison. And you can see I can go down Stephen A's history and it's not just about black players. I can tell you all the white players who talk when he did a whole segment talking about how Chandler Parsons was stealing money. He did these things. He targeted white athletes as well and got on them even harder if you actually listen to it. So but when I look at the Washington Post, I don't see a track record of them targeting white athletes like they targeted Kwame Brown, getting on them personally. See, and that's where I see the bias. I don't see any bias with Stephen A because his ether doesn't have race in it. I've seen him get at white players the same as he's got at black players. The Washington Post, I've never seen them attack a white player the way they attacked Kwame Brown in the Washington Post. But see, nobody reads newspapers anymore. See, we all just watch TV, but if you go do your research, go look up Sally Jenkins, look up all the articles she did on Kwame Brown and all of the writers underneath her. 1,200 articles.
Word.
And he said Stephen A was trying to take money out of his pocket when he's actually.
Bro, you know what I think it is? I think he used Kwame Brown as the poster boy of what a bust NBA player is. But I don't think he was trying to take it personal. It's just that when he looked at and thought of Kwame Brown, he thought of Kwame Brown as being a bust. And sometimes, have people say it's a thin line between love and hate, right? So the fact that he kept mentioning Kwame Brown's name when it pertains to a bust is what probably pissed Kwame Brown off a little more.
Yeah, but Stephen A mentioned a lot of guys as it pertains to bust. We heard him. We saw him do a whole segment on Anthony Bennett. We saw him talk about a lot of busts. If you think if you look at the list that Stephen A. Smith did about the biggest bust of all time, Kwame Brown's not even on that list. He's not top 5. He's not on that list at all. The number 2 guy is a white dude. So when Stephen A. did his ESPN all-time bust in the NBA, he didn't even put Kwame Brown on it. So I don't even believe Stephen A. Like I said, Kwame Brown is always going to be associated as the biggest bust of all time because he was drafted by Michael Jordan.
Right.
That connection to Michael Jordan is always going to be frowned down upon that more so. Anything connected to Jordan is going to be scrutinized a little bit more just because he's the GOAT. Jordan is supposed to be the GOAT GM. He's supposed to be the GOAT owner. He's supposed to be the GOAT player. Everything he touches is supposed to be GOAT. If LaMelo would have flopped and not done good in the NBA, he would have got a lot of scrutiny because he was drafted by Jordan.
Right.
That's it. But that's it.
Word, man. Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I just thought every time I heard Stephen A talk about Kwame, I talked about this in the past. I just said it was always basketball. Then I seen Kwame Brown, and when Kwame got put on with social media, he looked like he was the one going personal more than Stephen A. Smith, because all Stephen A. Smith said was just basketball.
Man, even in his response to Kwame, he just talked about basketball clips.
Yeah.
He didn't get personal. He didn't say anything. And then he left it at that. Then he stopped responding. My only gripe with Kwame, because Kwame came commented on my page. And he was like, oh, you guys are talking about me basketball, because I was talking about his conversation with Antisocial on Ticket TV. He was like, how come you guys ain't talking about coding and trades? So that's what motivated me to go to his channel and really contest him about coding and trades. And he kicked me off.
Really?
All right. He kicked me off, and he basically told me, I said, coding should not be in schools. Coding needs to be taught at home so we can make sure it's done correctly.
Right.
Because if you put it in schools, they're going to ruin it just like they ruin. The government
when people do that,
anything that's quality.
The fact that he kicked you off just goes to show you he's not willing to listen to you then, because you're not on the same fence with him. To me, that's not keeping it real, because you can't just hear yourself constantly talk. You got to be willing to take in everybody else's views on things. Then we can all have a sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, he said put coding in schools. I said no, teach it at home. And when I said teach it at home, he had the nerve to tell me. He said these black moms don't have $100 to pay for a coding class. I said, hold on, have you walked through the hood and seen all the Jordans and iPhones and iPads and all of this stuff? I said, I be seeing Gucci bags and Gucci belts, but you telling me they don't got $100 for a coding class? So that's what I said. You're being disingenuous right there now.
That is true.
See what I'm saying? True. So when and then he followed it up by saying it's the government's job to teach our kids, and that's when I was like, what?
No,
I said, what has the government taught black men ever?
Exactly.
So now it's the government's job to teach black men how to make $100,000 a year. That's it. That's their job now.
It should be the government's job to teach anybody how to make money.
No, it's not. No. And especially, and if the government's teaching it, I don't want nothing to do with it. The government has not taught or done anything good. You look at anything ran by the government. Go to the DMV.
Right.
Line out the door. Slow line, bad process, lazy workers. Go to the courts. Long lines. Courts is all backed up. Can't get nothing done. Cases stuck filling up the docket. Everything the government touches turns to shit. They can't even get potholes right.
Word. Hell yeah.
But yet they're supposed to teach us how to code.
Word.
Come on, man. I told Kwame, I said it's the Silicon Valley movement. Silicon Valley, because coding changes so much, I said they're just putting out coding programs telling you to go sign up to get your money, because they know it's going to be a new coding that comes out in 6 months, and you're going to have to go pay to learn that coding. You have to. I said they're teaching robots how to code right now. In 5 years, all coding will be automated. So all these coding skills that you want people to think they can make 100,000 in 5 years, it will be obsolete. IBM, Tesla, they're all developing robots right now that code. Sad. Xbox Series, what's fake facts though? This is all facts. He says, can you send a link so I can speak my mind about the trade? Yeah, get in, hit the link. I think coding is vital, Gideon. I think coding is vital, but coding is absolutely nothing. These guys who get jobs at Google and Apple and all these places, they don't just have coding certificates. They have big time major master's degrees behind that coding knowledge. They're not just signing up for a coding class online and then walking into Apple saying, give me $100,000 tech job. It's not how it works. I know this because I majored in electrical engineering at Purdue. I don't know what happened. I think he kicked himself out. Yeah, I'll stay on though. I'll stay on until he get back. I don't want to leave his stream hanging. Now, but Gideon, hit that link, man. Pull up, man. Pull up. A lot of people who don't know nothing about coding are pushing coding.
Word. Yo, can you still hear me? Because my laptop had to drop off.
I hear you now. Yeah, I hear you. Everything look good. Do you listen to this, Prince?
What's up?
Like on my channel, I had a cologne company. They sent me some cologne. It's a cologne that I never wore before. They were like, we just want you to try it, and we'll pay you, I think, $500 or something to just kind of promote it, talk about it. I
got offers like that sometimes too.
And so then here's the concept behind it. this is a cologne that I never would have even considered talking about unless they paid me.
Right.
So when I'm looking at Kwame Brown pushing coding, when he admits on a daily basis he's into agriculture, he says he's a farmer, he has his own land.
Right.
We don't hear him pushing agriculture because I think that's a very vital trait that we all need to learn.
True that.
But he's not pushing agriculture. He's pushing coding, something that he doesn't know nothing about. So when I look at that, I say, well, what's the only reason why you would be pushing coding if somebody wasn't paying you or in your pockets telling you to promote this? That's the only reason I'm pushing a product that I'm not 100% familiar with. I get stuff all the time. You do too on your YouTube page. You're only pushing these things because people will incentivize it. And when I talked to him about coding and I saw quickly that he knew nothing about coding, well, it seemed as if he was incentivized to push it because he hasn't done his research. People have asked him if his kids code or do trades, and he said no. So it's just like, why are you really pushing it?
No doubt.
Because I think he's pushing it completely wrong. And I think it's something that you just need to teach your kids at home to give them additional skill sets in the workplace. But you also got to teach them the entrepreneurship, the financial literacy, all the stuff that go with it so they can turn it into a business and monopolize it when they get older.
And Kwame wasn't trying to hear none of this that you trying to.
He kicked me out. He kicked me out and said I had an agenda. He said because he couldn't answer the question. Because I asked him, I said, who gave you this idea to push coding? And he took offense to it. Because he told me the elders. He said the elders told him to push coding. And I'm like, who are the elders, bro? Like, the elders? Come on, man. Like, that's not a logical answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not very logical. And with trades, I was basically trying to reiterate to him with trades. I said 50 years ago, it was a great trade to know how to work on the railroads, right? Like to work on the railroads, you can make bread 50, 60 years ago. I said, but what happened? Technology came and really phased out the need for railroads. We still have railroads, but the need for railroad technicians and workers has diminished.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not teach trades that are getting diminished because auto mechanics now, the traditional auto mechanics now that know how to work on Honda Accords and Toyota Camrys, well, now you need to be an electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer because these Teslas, it's all digital, computerized. You can't just take a Tesla to Joe's auto shop on the corner.
Right.
Like, what's he doing? I can't even oil change this motherfucker.
Word.
Right? You don't know what to do because you need an electrical engineer to handle your car now. So auto mechanics, you're going to need to understand programming and all this stuff, how to be an engineer, electrical engineer, all of this stuff. And that's different. And so push the right trades. Don't tell people to get these basic trades that 20 years from now going to be automated, completely obsolete. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying if you're going to push this stuff, push it the right way. I told him I'm only pushing trades to like, if I know a guy getting out of prison, he can go learn a quick trade to put some money in his pocket right now. Yeah, I'm going to teach him a quick trade, construction, bricklaying, all that. But if you're talking about kids 20, 30, 40 years from now, that shit is not flying. It's not working. Go look up this video. They got a machine called 3D printing that built a whole fucking house with a workforce of like 4 people.
Yeah, Hoop was telling me something about this 3D printing thing.
He
said it was like printing shoes and stuff like that. I was like,
bro,
what?
Look up the video, bro. This machine was bricklaying. The machine laid the foundation. Literally a machine built a whole house. And these houses look nice.
Damn.
So what I'm saying is, so now we understand that general construction, the way we see it now, it's going to be different in 20 years.
No doubt.
And so he's not preparing people for the future. He's talking very general and he's not putting any context behind it. And I say to me, that's dangerous because you're pushing stuff and you're not telling people how to get it done.
Word.
You know, tell people how to get it done the right way. Recommend some relevant and viable coding programs that can actually teach you the most up-to-date coding at a charge that's reasonable.
I'm surprised he actually even talking about something other than beefing with somebody, because usually when I hear about him, it's usually just him talking about somebody that he's beefing with. You know, because I could name like a list full of guys that he's been beefing with on YouTube. And that's majority of reason why people go and, talk to him, because they want to see what he's going to say about another guy.
Yep.
So.
And as he's tried to transition away from the drama, he's tried. I give him an effort. I give him an A for effort. He's trying to transition away from the drama.
Yeah.
But what's happening? As he tries to start, he's trying to talk about things that he's not well versed in. And if you go, and now the views are significantly dropping.
Right.
So now what happened is, now that his views are dropping, and he's closely connected with people like Carcino. Instead of Carcino saying, look, we got to find a way to, make the content better. Let's work on your SEO, work on your title, your description, your tags, so your videos get pushed in the algorithm a little bit better. As opposed to telling them that, Carcino is telling them that Hassan Campbell and Tommy Sotomayor know insiders at YouTube who are shadow banning his channel.
Wow. That's the whole thing. A lot of those guys that's even supporting him, not even supporting him for his beliefs. They're supporting him because it's Kwame Brown, a former NBA player. So they figured that, hey, they have somebody they could talk to about sports, or just in generally have their own hidden agenda within themselves anyway.
Right. It's getting sad. I wish Kwame would have let me, but it's unfortunate. I told Kwame after I was on, after he kicked me off, I think some people talked to him and said, you should have him back on. He emailed me.
Yeah.
But I said, homie, you kicked me off your show. I said, the only way we talk again is if you pull up to FYF Sports.
Right.
I said, I'm not about to go back to your platform after you kick me off, man. I don't care who you is.
I hear that, That's just morals and ethnics, just out of respect, Because if he wasn't willing to listen to you for the first time, why go back there? You have him come to your platform then.
Yeah, they come over here. If you really want to have a real conversation, you pull up over here where I know I'm not going to get kicked off.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, but I don't believe. That's why I don't think his intentions are 100% pure. He's doing a great job of being an entertainer, but I don't like the stuff that he's doing with DJ Envy. Mentioning DJ Envy's kids and stuff and all this, and DJ Envy hasn't said a word about it.
His whole stick is just beefing with people. He got really put on from just beefing with people.
Yeah, facts.
So, but I mean, at the end of the day, I wish him the best of luck though, because he is a brother. So it is what it is, though, man. But I'm about to be up out of here, man. I appreciate you, brother, for coming through. Raw Status, Hoop, everybody, man.
Yes, sir.
Word, man. Salute.
All right, man. I'll catch you later.
All right, brother. Peace. Yep. All right, man. We had a full house in the today, man. We started talking about the Clippers, then it went to LeBron James talk and all this other stuff. And shout out to all of y'all, man. We come on here, we have difference of opinions, but if we could get together and just talk about sports, that's what it's all about. I'm not with the drama and all that type of stuff. That's why I don't go at a lot of people all the time, because to me, it's a waste of time. I'm just talking about sports. You know what I'm saying? But salute to all of y'all, man. We out. It's time for me to go and get something to eat. Peace.